Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 18th of January 2023. In today's Mill news, we've been linked with another player, this time a Premiership player on loan. His name is Undaz. Yes, exactly. So West Brom are interested in him. He plays for Brighton, as are Norwich, Blackburn, Sunderland, and Millwall. So it looks like they're trying to get him on loan to the Championship, and these clubs have thrown their hat into the ring. But let's see what's going on. So West Bromwich Albion, one of 5 Championship clubs interested in signing Deniz Undaz from Brighton Hove Albion. Sources have revealed to Football League World. Yeah, this is from footballleagueworld.co.uk. Carlos Corberán has overseen a dramatic turnaround of the Orphan since replacing Steve Bruce, guiding the Baggies from the relegation zone into the top 6 in a short space of time. They are also into the 4th round of the FA Cup after overcoming mighty Chesterfield in the 3rd round replay last night. There's a bubbling focus on the January transfer window right now, with West Brom looking to arm Corberán with the necessary firepower to guide the club into the top 6 and in with a shout of a Premier League return. Football League World has learned that Undaz of Brighton is one player on West Brom's radar this month, although they aren't alone in showing interest in the forward. Sunderland are another club considering a move for the 26-year-old, as are Norwich City, Blackburn Rovers and Millwall. All 5 of those clubs are positioned in the top 10 of the Championship and in the race for the playoffs. Undaz has played just 94 minutes of Premier League football this season for Brighton in 8 substitute appearances. He has featured more regularly in both domestic cup competitions though, scoring twice in 4 outings, most recently against Middlesbrough as the Seagulls breezed past EFL opposition in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Who have they got in the next round though? Brighton. Who have they got in the... Will they keep him for that? Because that game's scheduled to be on the 28th. So will they keep him for that cup game, play him in that, and then on Tuesday the 31st let him leave on loan? Don't know. We don't know. But who is he? Seeing as we've been linked with him. But I've seen a lot of people saying we get a lot of this. We get a lot of, oh, this team's been linked with him, so have Millwall. And a lot of people have been saying, well, that's us out then, isn't it? I think someone was saying it could be like, oh, this player's been linked with Millwall and Grimsby, and you get them into the mindset that, oh, he's going to Grimsby then. It's like, because we had this in the summer with all these players, Keon Atete, Ellis Sims, they were linked alone to the Championship, and we were one of the names mentioned, and they didn't end up coming to us. They went elsewhere. So it does seem to be happening a lot recently, but we might be in position because you see all these other teams, so they're quite far away from Brighton now. So maybe, I don't know if he wants to commute that much. But we are the closest to Brighton. That might be something. That might be a slight advantage. So here are his numbers from WhoScored.com. He's 26 years old. He's only 27 this year now. There's a reason for him just coming through into the Premier League now. We'll get into that in a minute. But you can see here, so he started 2 times in the League Cup, 1 substitute appearance, 157 minutes, 1 goal. Rating of 6.62 over those appearances. In the Premier League, as we've said, 8 substitute appearances, 94 minutes. So what's that? Averaging about 10 minutes per substitute appearance. And a rating of 6.13. But when you're only getting 10 minutes on the pitch per game, what can you really do in that time? In the FA Cup. So that was the game against Middlesbrough. He come off the bench and scored. He didn't even start in that game, so maybe they won't keep him for the next game. So here you can see 6.94 rating as a centre forward. Through balls, finishing, long shots, key passes, headed attempts are his strengths. His weakness is offside awareness. Well, maybe he's short-sighted. Maybe you want to get him down to Specsavers. indirect set piece threat, gets fouled often, commits fouls often. And here are his games so far this season. We can get a better look at that here. So here he is. So the goal he scored was against Forest Green Rovers. It was an away game. That was in the Football League Cup, so that's not really indicative of much, is it, against Forest Green? Got a rating of 7.45 for that. That was his highest rating of the season so far until the Charlton game. So this is the League Cup game against Charlton, which they lost on a penalty shootout. And he played 79 minutes. That was just before Christmas. And then more recently, so he actually played. He came on as a sub 11 minutes in the League Cup game where they beat Arsenal. So they beat Arsenal away in the League Cup, but against Charlton they did not win that game. And you can see in the actual Premier League, what have we got here? So most amount of minutes he's played in the Premier League for one game was 31 minutes at home to Aston Villa in November. And he got a rating of 6, so seems to be on periphery. Like I say, he's 26. He's going to be 27 this year. So why is he being treated like a youngster? Why is he being treated like he's just coming into the team? Well, we'll get onto that in a minute. But before then, so I believe this is wrong here. So you see they've got the same years, two years in a row. I believe that's wrong. It should be 20, 21, and then 21, 22. And you can see here, well, you can see why Brighton signed him. He had an outstanding season in the Belgium Jupiler League for Union Saint-Gilloise. He had 2 seasons, 33 appearances, 25 goals, 39 appearances, 26 goals, 12 assists, 9 assists. 7.52 and 7.42 rating over the season. So very impressive stuff. 8 man of the matches, 9 man of the matches. So for the Belgium League was a superstar. That must have took him up to being a top scorer in that league there. Must have done. So they took a punt on him and Brighton signed him, and they're just trying to work him into the team. I think he's on like a 4.5-year deal. So, but now we're going to get to the point. Why is he being treated like this when he's a 26, 27-year-old? Well, now Deniz Undaz, he is technically, I would say, Turkish, but he's Kurdish, but he's a Turk in terms of nationality and passport, because the Kurds are an ethnicity but do not have their own nation. They are split between Turkey and Syria, and I think some in Iraq as well. So you can see, but his Kurdish roots, his family's from the city of Urfa and the town of Valencia. And if we get to his career stats, so he didn't play football in Turkey, but he started out in Germany, in the German non-league, basically, Regionalliga Liga, and he's worked his way up from the German non-league to the Belgian First Division, smacking goals in for fun. And he's living the dream, because then Brighton Hove Albion has seen that and signed him up. So not bad. Like, he's literally like a rags to riches story, working his way up through the non-league to the Premier League, and here he is. And then I don't know. So obviously he hasn't hit the ground running there. He's been used as a sub. So they, I'm guessing, want to loan him out to a Championship team to get him used to the English style of play. But we shall see. Now we do have a German, so we will have someone to speak to. Mr. Vogelsammer. They can speak German to each other all day long. And like I said, not only that, but Brighton is the closest team to Millwall, other than a lot closer than these other clubs here: Norwich, Blackburn, Sunderland, and West Brom. So that might be in our favour. But here you go. So 27-year-old who's worked his way up through the leagues, and would he be a good signing for us? I don't know. We don't know. At this moment in time, anyone would be a good signing for us, especially in that forward position. So we will see. But here we go. Another striker being linked with us, Deniz Undaz, from Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, moving on to this. Now, Sunderland have sold out all their tickets for the Millwall trip. So if you wanted to go to a game that had a rocking atmosphere, it will be the one Saturday the 4th of February, which is our next home game, because the Burnley game was postponed, and there's going to be 2,600 travelling Sunderland fans, which sadly these days is a sellout. The North Stand upper and lower can hold around 3,600, but they've been curtailed that they can't have them on the sides or down the front. So 2,600 it is, and that's as much as it's going to be, and should be a rocking atmosphere for that game. And if you've got a friend or someone, or you want to bring them along and get them into Millwall, this is probably going to be the game, because it's going to be an absolutely rocking atmosphere. No ifs and buts. It should be good. So there you go. Sunderland at home on the 4th of February. Something interesting happening there. Now, I'm going to end the video by bringing you this late. I usually bring you this on Sundays after the game. The geezer who does it, he's been a bit late with these things now, but this is the XG timeline for the Middlesbrough game. So you can see here, not a lot going on both teams in the first half. They kind of mirror each other. Like at the end of the first half, they had a chance, and then we break and we have a chance at the end as well. They come out second half, get the goal, and then they kind of just sit back and sit back and soak it up. And we go at them. We do have a go. We do go at them. See the blue line going up and up and up, and we had that really good chance there on around, well, that'd be the 80th minute, and then 3 more other chances after that, but couldn't really get a clear cut chance away, and Middlesbrough just got the goal and then saw out the game, and you can see that from the XG there. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.